Hello and welcome to the Scott Sportscast. I am your host, Alexei Scott. I'm joined here today with my co-host, George Scott.
What's going on, everybody?
Oh, nice to have you here. So today we have an episode of the MMA Coach's Corner for you, but it's a little bit of a different one. We're going to do our predictions on the upcoming UFC fight night. Alexander Rakic versus Anthony Smith, Lionheart. So, let's go ahead and start looking. We're going to go over the main card today, so we're going to go backwards. So, why don't you go ahead and go over the first fight.
All right, everybody. So first off, we're going to have Magomed Ankanov, I believe that's how you say it, from Dagestan. And he's going to be taking on Ian Caballera.
Yeah, Katabala.
Oh, yeah. Kutabala. Ian Kutabala. There we go. So we got Ian Kutabala taking on Magomed. There we go. We got Magomed and Ian. So this is a rematch. Last time these two fought, it was called the worst stoppage in UFC history. And we get to run it back. So we get to see if Ian is going to play possum again in this fight.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance that he's going to not do that this time because it kind of cost him the fight the first time. Kind of learn from those little mistakes. Like, you want to bait him. You want to, try to trick and throw a little deceit, but sometimes you fool the ref, and the ref's the one that's in charge of stopping or keeping the fight going, so you can't trick him or, you might get called stopped early. It's like if you're being choked and you close your eyes, the ref's going to stop it. He's not going to... You're going to be like, no, I was just resting my eyes. Like, no, he's like, I thought you went to sleep. So you pretend that you're wobbly and you're hurt and you just got head kicked twice. So the ref, kind of thought that that's what happened.
Yeah, here's my take on it. If you are doing a submission, if the guy pretends to go to sleep, the ref's going to stop it. So if you're on the feet and you pretend to get knocked out, the ref's going to stop it. So, it's never a good idea to pretend to, just not good.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, why even give the ref the opportunity?
All right, so who do you got in this fight?
I think it's going to be the same victor, Magomed. He's going to finish this fight because the first fight was only 38 seconds into the first round whenever it got stopped. I mean, like, dude, you got to let the guys fight. Let them fight. Let them fight.
I got Kutabella coming out strong, but I think that, Magomed is going to be a little bit too much for him. These Dagestan, fighters, they're pretty tough.
They're
hard
up
to beat, and they're very skilled. He's only got one loss, so I think he's got a lot of confidence. He came off of the first one, rocked him pretty early. He pretended he wasn't hurt, but he was hurt. He just wasn't out. So
yeah,
I'm going to have to, say the same thing, same victor, but I think he gets a decisive stoppage this time.
Yeah, because, he hit Cotabella with two head kicks early, too, and he was tagging him up. And then he started playing possum. It's like, so the ref's like, okay, this guy's just not able to defend himself no more. He just got head kicked, and he keeps taking punishment. It's like, yeah, it's like Kenny or who was it? Dominique Cruz.
Oh, Dominic Cruz with the unanswered
He was
punches.
like, yeah, I know I just took 23 unanswered punches, but, like, let me work through it. I know I made it back up to my feet and went right back down twice before you called it. That's called checkmate.
Yeah, and sometimes, your spirit doesn't fail you, but your body has limits, so your body will fail you even though your heart's still in it. And, it's up to the ref to say, hey, your body's had enough. Like, the referees and the corners are there to protect the fighters. And, if you're just letting them go until they're unconscious, like the old Pride or Shoot-a-bot days, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So, you got to protect the fighters.
I mean, I'm thinking that this will be a good match. But
So,
I gotta go Magomed,
yeah,
just
we're both.
because I think he was piecing them up before anyways. But you can't sleep on Kotabala.
Yeah, I think we both got Magomed in this one. So let's head on to the next fight.
This one I'm excited for, actually. We got a new young up-and-comer. He was a former champion. Wait, that might be the same guy. Yeah. Okay, so Bill Alguero versus Ricardo Llamas. And this has the potential for me to be the fight of the night. I think that both of these guys can take it on the feet, can take it to the ground, can submit, can wrestle, can ground and pound, can defend. It's going to be a pretty even match. What were their records here? Bill is 13-4 and Ricardo is 19-8. So Ricardo's more of a seasoned vet, but I mean 13-4, that's still 17 fights. That's not that far off, so
Yeah, Lames is definitely one of the up and comers. He's a top contender, and Bill's actually taking this fight on short notice. It was supposed to be Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall, I guess, he got injured, pulled out of the fight. So now we got Bill stepping in, and it's interesting. Sometimes these guys step in short notice, catch their opponent off guard. Maybe they're a different style. They trained, differently. But a lot of the times they don't have the gas tank to go the full round. It's tough. So I'm gonna have to take Ricardo Lames and probably a decision. But I got Ricardo Lames dominating this fight.
I see Ricardo choking this dude out. I think Bill is going to get... I think it's going to be a choke, and I think it's going to be in the second round. I mean, this dude put Cub Swanson, choked him out with an arm triangle, and he's knocked off other top guys with some beautiful submissions. So I just think this is the case where the vet has the experience edge and the skill edge, because these younger guys, yeah, they'll come in, they might catch you, but I mean, dude, Ricardo Llama's ground game's so good and his striking's good, so it's going to be tough to catch him. So that's our second fight. So we both got Llamas on that one.
We're both two for two.
All right. This next fight has potential to be either a really good fight or maybe one of the most boring fights on this card, depending on how they attack it. And I know there was some weight cut issues in this fight, and so we'll get into that. But we have Ji Yeon Kim. So she's 9-2-2. And then you have Alexa Garasu, who's 11-3. Kim, to me, is someone who uses pretty much only her boxing. I mean, yeah, she has some ground game. I wouldn't call it great, maybe good, depending who you ask. But she's pretty much just a brawler. So she likes to loop her hooks and just wing
Fire
them
from the hip.
Yeah, just let loose. As where Garasu, she's a little more technical than she is reckless. Plus, she uses her kicks. Now, I can't say this enough. When it's a boxer versus a kickboxer, most of the time the boxer loses a decision because they're losing points by not kicking. Because, yeah, you tag them, they answer you with a jab and a leg kick. Well, that's 2 points to 1 in the judge's eyes. So, And the best thing is whenever you're a kickboxer, is your body is moving in a slightly different way, where your hips are getting more rotated. And so you can throw those kicks from that position. As we're boxing, you want to stay back on your line, so you're able to bob and weave and duck and slip. You're not really trying to step to the side, defend a takedown, or anything like that. So
Yeah, MMA has a lot different stance. So your Thai stance is going to translate poorly against somebody who's a wrestler, or compared to somebody who's maybe like a karate guy or a boxer, like you said. So it really depends on your opponent. So your stance, if you have a traditional stance, could be either an advantage or a disadvantage.
exactly.
But in this fight, I definitely think that Alexis is a grinder. She's very efficient with her strikes. So I think she'll end up getting this decision. I think it'll be a pretty good stand-up fight. I don't see either of them having the desire to take it to the ground, but
I don't see either of them have the ability to knock each other out, though. I think that they both have good enough chins for the power that they have, because they have floored people, but I just don't think it's enough to put them away unless it's a good TKO.
yeah,
But I don't see it this fight.
and like you're saying earlier, Kin, she's had some weight cutting problems, so she's gonna have to. She missed weight by 5 pounds last fight.
Her first time at 125, this too, right? Or is that Garasu?
Might be Gara. I'm not sure.
But yeah, so whenever you're cutting weight, that's just so, and you miss it, that means you tried everything you possibly could. You gave 1,000% of your effort, and you couldn't make it. So you're just depleted on everything. Probably needs an IV. But at the same time, if you just don't care about the weight cut and you give up your purse and the person still wants to fight, well, now you got a weight advantage and you're not gassed out. So it depends. What did she do?
Yeah. All right. So who you taking?
I got Garasu by decision.
So do I.
She seems like she's gonna just put a little bit more of a volume. I feel it'll be 2 rounds to 1.
I got 3 rounds. Pure unanimous decision.
Got you.
I think that weight cut's gonna be a problem, but we gotta see if she comes in shape. If Kim comes in shape or not. So. All right, next fight. Here we go.
Next fight is the fight of the night, in my eyes. You know who it is?
Nope.
Robbie Lawler versus Neil Magny.
The former champ versus the young up-and-comer.
Oh, yeah. But not only that, this is one versatile up-and-comer, man. He will drop you on the feet. He will piece you up. And then he will put you on your butt. Then just start pounding you out. If you give up your back, he'll choke you out. If not, he'll take mount and just rain elbows. Or he'll just submit you another way. I mean, this he just stops people. He's actually had the record for the most finishes in a single calendar year with the UFC, with 5, I believe. 5 or 6 now, so.
Pretty good.
So, I mean, he's a heck of an up-and-comer, if you ask me.
Then we got Robbie Lawler. So, Robbie Lawler lost 3 out of his last 4. Got knocked out by Tyron Woodley, pretty bad. Then beat Donald Cerrone. Got choked out by Ben Askren. And pieced up by Colby Covington. Now, those are some pretty good fighters. Robbie Lawler, 38 years old. Maybe, pretty much over the hill at this point. I don't think he has another title run left in him. You never know. But I definitely think that this is a winnable fight for Robbie Lawler. I think his experience, I think his power, I think his takedown defense, is going to be a little bit too much for Neil Magny. But, you know, you never know. If a fighter hits a certain wall, once they get to an age, they just can't compete the way that they used to. Their legs don't move. They kind of become a heavy bag rather than, you know, a dancing fighter, somebody that can move around, pop in and out, land their shots. But I think Robbie Lawler gets this one done, but I don't know how many more fights he's got left in him. But I think if he does win this fight, it'll be a good way for him to go out.
It's winnable because Robbie Lawler always has that power, man. He can put someone out one punch on any given night, and Neil Magny just cannot let him land it. But if you try to take him down, good luck, because Robbie Lawler has some really good takedown defense too, so you got to be a high-level wrestler. And if you can't take him down, it's going to be really hard to submit him. So it doesn't matter how good your BBJ is if your takedowns aren't good, because every round and every fight, they start standing.
We just saw it with, what's his name? The heavyweight, Derek Lewis.
Who he fought.
Yeah, just came out beginning of the second round and knocked that dude out.
Yep, he got took down and held down.
I almost got Ezekiel.
Yeah, and survived. Oh, yeah, he kept trying that scarf hold for the entire fight.
For the entire round. Then he, next fight, boom.
Yep, then he came out in less than a minute, sure enough.
Yeah, there's always a puncher's chance. But
Derek Lewis in line for a title shot soon.
I think Robbie Lawler comes out, makes a statement, but I'm not sure how much further he can go. So who you taking? I got Robbie Lawler.
This is the first fight that we're going to disagree on. I'm going to go Magny because I think that he has a lot of momentum behind him right now, a lot of confidence. He's coming off freaking his best year ever. And so then you got Robbie Lawler, who's going for broke at this point. So if you lost 3 out of your last 4, that means you're probably getting real thin on the list for the UFC.
All 3 of those guys that he lost to, or actually all 4 of those guys he fought, were in the top 5. So
that does change it a little bit.
It's tough to gauge. I think it's just
Who
a little
was
bit
his
higher.
last big win?
Donald Cerrone.
Cerrone, that's right.
So I definitely think that Robbie Lawler experience is gonna carry him through this fight. I just think it's too big of an experience and a talent gap right now for Neil Magny, but he definitely has a bright future.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. So that's the first one we differ on. You got any predictions? Knockout, submission, TKO, decision?
I can see this fight going 3 rounds, little slugfest, little grapple fest on the cage. But if Robbie Lawler lands, he can definitely, finish. I think he's got a lot of frustration to take out, so I think he's gonna come out swinging hard, and he can definitely catch him. It's just, I don't know. I think Magny's pretty game, and he's going to come to fight for 15 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm going to go against everything I just said. I'm going Neil Magny by submission, lock it in. He's going to clip Robbie Lawler, and then he's going to start working him and then get the submission. He's going to work for it, but he's going to get it. And yeah, it's probably going to be a choke. Probably a choke.
All right, here we go. The main event of the evening. We have
Anthony Lionheart Smith. And then we have Alexander Rakic. Now, let's see. Anthony Smith, he's more of a vet. He's been around for a while. He's got 33 wins and 15 losses. So, vet, Against the up-and-coming Rakic, who I swear I thought was his brother at first, man. They look almost identical. Especially, they're both tall, lanky, same body structure.
Got matching tattoos.
He's 12-2. Yeah. But he's 12-2, so... both of these guys, they're long, they're lanky, both got power, both can switch stances, both can hurt you with one punch or multiple kicks. Who was it? Anthony Smith. He knocked out Rashad Evans with that knee from breaking out of the clinch. Rashad was against the cage holding his head real low, like you're not supposed to. They tell us wrestlers every time, don't hang your head, not in this sport. And sure enough, Anthony Smith made the former champ pay for it. Then he knocked somebody out with an over-the-top elbow. So, I mean, he's dangerous from far away, and he's dangerous in close. He's just very powerful dude.
And the same could be said for his opponent, Mr. Rakic.
Yeah. Except for Rakic got to keep his teeth the last time he fought. Anthony Smith lost, what, like 4 teeth?
Yeah, so that brings me to my point here where I'm definitely siding with the young up-and-comer Rakic. I think he's young, he's fresh, he's powerful, he's definitely hungry, and I think Anthony Smith, he's coming off of a couple brutal fights. I mean, this guy, he took quite a beating. He's coming off of multiple injuries, knee injuries, just head injuries, missing his teeth from his last fight. I mean, like, the guy, his head has been caved in the last, few fights, so I'm a little worried that those fights are going to wear on him and he's not going to be able to come out and perform. Like, he's tough as nails. He'll hang in there, but I definitely think the young guy's gonna get it, and I think he's going to get it by a stoppage kind of late in the fight.
I feel most of the time close decisions, those are the ones that shave time off fighters' careers, The more first and second round finishes you can get, I feel the longer your career is going to go because, I mean, how many wars can you just put yourself in,
Yeah, your head's got a number. You can only take so many shots. Once you hit that number, there's no getting them back.
Can't do a mulligan.
So I'm a little worried that Anthony Smith is at that point now. He's got the lion heart. His spirit ain't gonna fail him, but his body has limits, and his body, your mentality can only take you so far.
Exactly. But so I mean, a lot of these fighters are strikers that can do both. So I think a lot of them will come down to who's gonna stuff the takedowns whenever the other person's losing the striking.
Yep. Who's gonna bail first, and if they bail, can they get that takedown? So, I think it's going to be a true stand-up night, though. I predict a lot of people coming out, but I don't really see too many knockouts, but I see definitely a lot of great technical striking battles.
Oh, yeah, and I see some sloppy brawls, too, especially with Kim. She's going to start winging them, and Garassi's going to fall for it, and they're just going to start going toe-to-toe like a bar fight at first. It's just... just grab each other's hair and just pop, pop, pop.
So what's your pick for knockout of the night, submission of the night, or fight of the night?
Fight of the night, I'm gonna go with the Robbie Lawler Neil Magny fight. I think that one just has so much potential to be, because they're both good strikers, and they can both take a punch, and they can both give one just as good. And if it goes to the ground, they can hang there too, and it'd be technical, beautiful, but also aggressive and, violent ground situation too. They're not the kind of guys that just want to lay on you and coast the last minute and a half of the round. I mean, they want to hurt you or break something on you by the time you get back up. So.
All right. My prediction for fight of the night, I have the first fight of the main card. Ian Kudabala.
The rematch.
With the rematch with Magab. So.
Magab.
I'm definitely thinking that that's going to live up to the fight of the night.
Oh, yeah.
For submission of the night?
Submission.
This one's tough because I don't see too many
I'm going to go Ricardo Yamas. If someone gets a submission, I feel he's going to pull one off.
I'm going to go with Grasu.
Grasu? Okay.
Alexis Grasu with like a rear naked choke or something after rocking Kim.
I mean, she's got a lot of decisions, so it would be nice for her to get a finish under her belt.
So it's kind of my upset surprise of the night right there, a little submission from her. And for knockout of the night, I'm taking Robbie Lawler. Gonna knock out Neil Magny. That's my prediction.
No, he's not. No, he's not, because I don't want to do push-ups.
All right. So who are you taking in the main event?
The knockout and who I'm taking in the main event is Anthony Smith. I feel he's going to catch him one time and in the middle of an exchange, and he's going to, I don't know if it's going to be a clean knockout, but I think it might be a pretty good knockdown TKO kind of finish. But if it's a knockout, I just hope it's a head kick knockout. Let's see one of those.
Definitely looking forward
Says the Muay Thai guy.
Yeah, all right. So looks like we got 3 the same, 2 differing fights. So we're going to definitely have to tune in this weekend, figure out who's got push-ups, figure out who called them right, who called them wrong, and see if any of these up-and-comers can start making a name for themselves here this Saturday night.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Thank you guys for listening, and we will catch you guys on the next MMA Coach's Corner. This has been the Scott Sportscast, and you guys have a great night.